Hi, band. It's Mr. Gorin. I hope everybody had a nice spring break. You guys know the deal. Hope you're practicing. Hope you're washing your hands. Hope everyone's doing well at home. All right. What we're going to go over today is just a little bit of review of all your notes and everything you guys have been doing with your lines and spaces so far, because you are up to 7 notes now, as you see in your 7 note scale. And we're going to talk a little bit about, like I just said, lines and spaces, some of the things you guys were doing in Music Ace before we left, just to really drive home how we read the staff and remember all our letters. So we're going to take a look at our little theory lesson in here, and you guys are going to follow along as I go through all this stuff down at the bottom. So I talked about reading the staff, your music, where all your notes are. The staff is the foundation upon which notes are drawn, and the modern staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces. No matter what instrument you play, these are still your spots. Your 5 spots for your lines, note going right through it. Your 4 spots for your spaces in between the lines. If we are talking about in terms of the keyboard, you can think about it like all the white keys: line, space, line, space. Black keys have to do with sharps and flats, which some of you are playing, but not everybody is playing yet, so we're going to come back to that another time. But if you're thinking about lines and spaces in the piano, white keys: line, space, line, space. Let's go over your clefs. This says where your letters go. And again, we started doing this in Music Ace a little bit. This clef, this symbol, over here, your treble clef, which was what most of you are playing. The other one is the bass clef, trombone. A couple of other people use this one. This says where the letters go. So it can be different. These symbols say where the letters go. All right, here they are. Let's talk about our treble clef first. Again, this is what most of us in band are using. So it is called our G clef because it's going to show you how that little circle at the end wraps around the line for G. G is a line note like we were just looking at a minute ago. If we keep going and start again in our alphabetical order with our space line, like I was saying a second ago. A, B, and we keep going all the way up to the top. All right, clarinets and trumpets, I know normally what you play is a little bit lower down here, but the order of the letters, like we've talked about, is the same. Now, what are we going to do? We're out of space for notes. Ledger lines, meaning extra lines when we run out of space on the staff. Not many people are using this yet. Really, it's just flutes who are playing notes with extra ledger lines up here, but clarinets and trumpets, you play with extra ledger lines at the bottom. Same idea. Just keep going with your line space order for your letters. You can see how we do an extra ledger line on the top of the staff. Like I said, trumpets and clarinets, you have C and D down here. Same idea. Bass clef, same concept, same idea with your order for your letters, just different spots. It's called the F clef because its starting spot is F, where these 2 dots are. All right, and again, unless you're playing trombone, you should have been listening a lot more a second ago. Here's our spot for F. Same idea with our line space, alternating letters and going in order, and we fill out our bass clef like this. Very quickly, you can see what it says down here about something called the grand staff. Basically, that means if you put them on top of each other. So here are all the lines for treble and bass clef. All right, that gets a little messy, so we break it up like this. Here is your treble staff. That's the higher one. Here is your bass clef staff. That's the lower one. We put them together and put the 2 clef symbols in. And in between, this note is called middle C. If anyone takes piano lessons, they probably heard about this note. And trumpets and clarinets, yes, this is the same C that you play. This is the C that is in between the treble and bass clef. So I hope this helps us just remember a little bit and go over a little bit more of just remembering our letters and how we read the staff and things like that. All right, I'm sure a couple people might not have been playing and doing all the practicing that they should have been doing over vacation. That's okay. I want to make sure we take a little bit of extra time to really study this stuff with what you guys have been doing so far, because we're going to start adding more and doing some stuff that has to do with a little bit more playing faster and having a lot more to remember while you're reading the staff. So I want to really take some time for you guys to study and go over this stuff one more time now before we add new notes and things to what you guys are playing. So I hope this is some good review for homework. Use this to continue playing what you have on page 11 in the Interactive Practice Studio and also any of the exercises in flat. If you want to take a look and find any other songs to work on, please do and send me videos. Liam loves videos. He'll send you a video if you send a video. And if you guys have any questions about any of this or any of your other music, send me an email, write me a comment, anything that's the easiest way for you, and I will help and we will figure it out. So I hope everyone had a good break. Keep practicing, keep washing your hands, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.